Let me tell you about holism from the pre-quantum to the quantum. This presentation will summarize three concepts that we can all use as social scientists, librarians, and those of us from the humanities, actors, dancers, and singers. Change. Change is pervasive and unstoppable. Holism structure. Once you understand holism structure, it will unleash additional knowledge of your field, and in my case, the universe. Free will. Theoretically, holism says that as the universe expands, so does human free will as well. In 1926, Jan Smuts first conceptualized the term holism, and he defined it as, you want to give out the handout, please?
Just go ahead, okay.
And he defined it as a whole changing whole. And he said that those wholes have parts and they have a force. This present edition of holism expands on the work of Smuts to identify the parts of holism and identify the force. Holism discusses matter, which is any phenomenon, abstract or concrete. And it discusses space, and it defines space as the Higgs field, which basically says that within matter there is no such thing as empty space. And holism also talks about time. It dismisses the notion of duration. Holism defines time as merely the motion of matter. The universe doesn't care what time it is, just that things keep moving. And also, boys and girls, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's no such thing as ghosts. Everything has a mathematical presence, and we can describe it. So let's talk about the pre-quantum. The pre-quantum is a concept that we use to describe what was going on before things started to go on. It's mathematical matter that where energy is changed, and its time is there. Its motion is multi-directional, omnidirectional. Three theoretical physicists discuss a mathematical proof of the universe, and in that proof they discuss a bubble, and holism is about what's going on inside the bubble. They have about 18 variations of their theorem. I took a shortcut and just gave you, okay? So the conservation, the next part of the matter is the conservation of matter. This is our bubble. Conservation of matter says that basically matter can either be created or destroyed. Its mathematical presence is it's like a point that is without center. Its time is the now, the standard. Oops, back, sorry folks. It's, oh there it is. The standard model says that this is the formula, okay? The next part of the holism theory are the parts of holism, and these parts separate by stasis Their time is everywhere, and theoretically, their motion is towards and away, and we have described it thusly. The next part of holism theory is change. Change is an influence, a mathematical force. This is the process. Okay, it's time, it's every place, it's theoretical motion, is up and down, and we have 5 formulas there that will describe the parts of holism there, F5 there. Finally, we have the quantum. This is the result of change. This is the whole. This is a new whole. The universe is novel. Its time is here. Its motion is present in the future, and this mathematical formula, I took a shortcut again, use over 5, which describe these 5 mathematical formulas there. Okay, there are those who suggest that things happen symmetrically. Holism says no, change happens asymmetrically. What do we mean by that? Everything continuously changes, and to get a feel of the difference between symmetry and change, if you were to look into a mirror, you would see a reflection, perfect symmetry, right? However, if you were to look out the window, you would see change, asymmetric change, difference. That's the difference between symmetry and change. So holism maintains that things happen asymmetric. So again, if you just understand, if you want to understand holism, it's very simple. Everything continuously changes from the chair, from your pair of your shoes, from the hair in your head. Everything continuously changes. So let's look at go into detail about the parts of holism. So so we have five parts of holism. Again, we have our oops. There it is. Our mathematical basis. Okay. So basically, if you understand the structure of holism, you will know that the math is already done for you. You don't have to do the math, but you have to put your concepts in this structure. The first structure is the mechanics. This is conceptually how things happen, how things work. It's mathematical charge, changes within the concept of matter, there. And then how do things come together? The synthesis, mathematical synthesis, there. And then how do things separate? Things separate by diffusion. Finally, there is the influence / manipulation. Influence is a physical thing. We have an earthquake, that is the influence. We have the timekeeper tells me I have five more minutes, that's a manipulation. So humans manipulate. Those beings with a cerebral cortex, if you will, manipulate. Physical objects can only influence. Finally, we have temporary sustainability. This is the new whole. After this process here of influence, again, we get something new. And we say the wholes are temporary. For example, we humans have a lifespan of about 100 years, okay? The Parthenon up there, How long have they been here? A long time. So relative to the Parthenon, the human line, humans were temporary. The Parthenon, relative to the universe, is temporary. So all wholes are temporary. So what's going? So all right. So what's going on inside that bubble? If you will, if you can imagine a unstoppable force, change, trying to move an unmovable force, stasis. And through sheer probability, change wins over. A little crack can produce a big bang. So, that's new. So, holism is constructed from axioms and propositions. I put down a couple for you. It's the first axiom we have is the law of precedence, which says what mathematical procedure must proceed. The next one is the conservation of matter. Things matter can either be created nor destroyed. And thirdly, something to tickle your fancy, the law of the conservation of nothing. It's still out there. And I have a few propositions as well, 40 and counting. And I want you to pay attention to this one right here. Free will is the result of continuous change. Okay. So that little crack making a big bang. In 1930, George Lemaitre first observed that the universe is expanding. Okay, and I've given you our expanding universe. And in 17th century, a mathematician named Lagrange says that matter tends to move towards the least energy. And just recently, Lou posited a mathematical formula which says that gravity has zero mass. So Holism says that theoretically, if Lagrange is correct, that matter moves towards the least energy, the expanding universe is moving towards zero gravity, and zero gravity is moving towards this area here. It has no space, no matter, and no energy. This is nothing, the least of least energy. So this is why theoretically we are expanding. And that went faster than I thought. So Holism maintains that the universe is change ad infinitum. That change is unrelenting, and we can use that in our studies to understand that concept. And finally, this notion of free will. If you were to walk down a road and come to a fork in the road, traditional wisdom says, what? Take the road with the least travel. Holism says you can create your own path. You can go straight ahead. You can go down. You can dig a hole. Or you can do like Daedalus did and fly. Free will. And we saw that the universe is expanding, and Holism theoretically says that as the universe expands, so does human free will. Human free will is such that we may even be able to, guess what? Break the laws of nature, such as free will. there you have it. The theory of everything in 20 minutes or less.
Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have questions.
I have some handouts.
I passed them out.
Later.
Got them?
Okay.
Thank you so much.